Hey there, paper geeks and glitter nerds, it's another crazy geek crafter. This time I'm making a piece of decor for my wall. I wanted a quote of some kind, and I always love a nerdy quote, so why not one from Die Hard, which in my opinion is a Christmas movie. Not all agree, but some do. Now first, I have to make the frame, and this was what started the project in the first place. I was not sure whether I would actually be able to make one. I think I saw a die that could make these frames at one point, but they were way smaller, and I wanted something big for a full-size 12 by 12 paper. So here I am trying to figure out how to do it. I took some leftovers I had from a previous project of 12 by 12 paper. They were not 12 by 12 anymore, but they were 12 long, and I scored them all at 2 centimeters. I made 4 of those, and then 1/2 centimeter to close the box. And then I did this cutout so that I could slot the 4 pieces together, and it actually worked. I was quite impressed with myself. So just speeding this up because I'm going to need to make 4, and I have to fold them the same way so that the cutout, this piece here, is at the right angle. And the first 1 or 2 I make, I actually fold the wrong way, but you live and you learn. And since I wasn't sure, I just double scored it. I scored it first on one side, then the other, and then when I fold it up, I can fold it the other way if it's wrong. Here we go. So the square end goes with the angled end. I do hope this makes some kind of sense, and it's not just me babbling. I thought this was going to be my background, but as you have probably seen in the thumbnail, it's not. It's actually going to turn out to be too busy for me to be able to read the words. But here I am calculating how many of each letter I will need to write. Now I have a machine gun. Ho, ho, ho. And then I have to figure out which font I want for this. And here are the 3 die alphabets I have. And, well, I've been using lawn font for a long time, so I pulled it out just to compare, you know. But I really wanted either this one or the thicker one from Danish companies. One from 3 Scoops and this one from Design 5. And yes, I'm putting a T at the end of gun because I only have 1 in. But no matter. I just need to see how much it will take up on the page, how much space. Because I actually prefer the wider font, but I was unsure whether it would actually become too wide. But it seemed to be able to fit. And that's without the shadow on, which I am going to add with white cardstock. This red glitter cardstock, I can't give you a brand on it because it's like 10 years since I bought it or something. I have no clue who made it. And I cut off the label. So, you see half the label there. So now there's just die cutting, a lot of die cutting and more die cutting. Since I wanted the shadow on the letters, I'm having troubles with this hyphenation thingy. Since that one is actually what fell out of the O. Perfect in size, but I don't have a shadow for it because, that piece didn't fall out of the O. And if it had, it would be too small. So I have to cut it out by hand. But it was only 2, and it didn't take that long. It's annoying when things aren't easy, right? Now that I know that everything fits, I can start thinking about some decorations, because I don't think this is enough. It needs a little decoration, and after pondering for a few hours, I come back and I make some ornaments, glitter ornaments for the frame. Make one in red and one white. It'll be there. There'll be a white one too. With the gold toppers, because of the color of the background. I picked gold, and the other background that I'm going to switch to has the same yellow tone that makes it perfect for gold instead of silver, which is perfectly my favorite. I thought about it overnight, and I had to try out the other background, and I'm pretty sure this is the one it's going to be. It's less busy. The big holly on the background makes it harder to read the words, and I don't like that. I love the holly, that's not it. It just makes it harder to read my words, and that's important. That is the fun part of this ornament, the decoration thing. So I'm switching. It's actually the same company that makes them. I think also they're from the same year. production-wise, and that's why they match so well in the colors. But it's time to get gluing. First I remove the letters the easiest way I know, and then I want to put on the top piece first, because I need a hole on the back of this to hang it from, and need to cut off the decorative piece there. So first I have to figure out how I'm going to glue it and take off the temporary adhesive. That's what's going on off the screen here. I didn't want it all over the table. So I figure it's easiest to mark off where I need the hole first, and then figure out how far in I can put it. So I'm moving it down a bit. And then, if the bottle allows, I will glue this on. I'm going to double glue it, or whatever we should call it, where I use collal and quick dry adhesive glue from Pandu. Sorry, quick glue from Pandu. I'm rambling a bit. I'm just amazed. I love this piece. It's one of the most fun projects I've done. Of course, I love my napkin banner, but this is nerdy and fun. So now there's a hole. I have these hole punches from the napkin banner that I can use to reinforce it. I don't want it to tear my piece by accident. So pop those on, and then I can glue the rest of the tube. Let's call it a tube. 1 glue, 2 glue, and flatten it. Now the others I'm going to glue into their final shape to start with, and then glue them onto the frame, since I don't have to make a hole, an invisible hole on the back. I mark off this piece here so I don't get glue on it, since I need to be able to wiggle the other piece underneath. So that's why on this one you can see it, that I have to remember not to put glue on the very end, because that little tab right there has to go under the other one, and if it is glued down completely, then that's not possible. I hope that makes sense. I left everything to dry overnight, and now I have to get back to decorating. I'm not completely happy with the white ornament. It's not the color, it's the fact that it's hard to see. You can sort of see what I mean on camera, but in real life it actually is a bit more dim, and therefore you don't see it as much. So I'm going to try and make a gold one and see if that helps. Well, after correcting my mistake and thinking about it, I decided that maybe the thing is I need all 3 of these, but one must be broken. Maybe one of them got destroyed by John McClane. So I'm just trying it out on a piece of paper before I cut the glitter ones. And I actually like it. Yeah. So I'm going to cut my ornament like it's broken. Now, if you know the movie the quote comes from, I think you will believe that it was shot automatically, but otherwise I can always explain to those who do not know. I did wonder if I should have put Yippee-ki-yay motherfucker on the frame instead of now I have a machine gun, ho ho ho, but my boyfriend thought it would be better with this one. It seemed less nerdy to him. I don't know why. Now I have to pop up the ornaments. I want them lifted off the background just a bit, and I'm going to make life easier for me, at least, by die cutting the pieces for the broken ornament with one of the other dies. There is one with a decorative piece in the middle that gives me these scraps, so I can use the dies I made for something else, and these scraps go perfectly with the broken ornaments. So win-win. I mostly work with glitter cardstock during the holidays, both for New Year's and for Christmas. And there's one thing that I often forget is that some of these, even though they all feel the same on the backside, some of these are self-adhesive. This one apparently was. I didn't even know that. The gold one. I knew the white one was, but I didn't know the gold one was. And I'd forgotten about the white one. And then I had to check if the red one could do it too, because, you know, what if that one fell off one day? That would be embarrassing. But it's kind of annoying that they have the same plastic back piece, but some of them are adhesive. Now I'm going to hang my ornaments. And I'm going to need a needle because I glued on the frame, so I'm going to have to punch through that. And I have this gold embroidery floss, but the floss won't really be noticeable unless you go really up close to this piece, but I sleep better knowing that it looks right. The first one I just punched through with the string hanging. But then I think maybe I should put the ornament on, put both the strings through the needle and pull them out on the other side. That would look more right. So I have to redo the others. And then I can adjust the height and the angle of the ornaments before I glue them on. Now I've secured the strings, almost secured the strings. The project is done. And I'm so happy with it. I really love it. And I hope you love it too. And I hope maybe you'll recreate it. Maybe with another quote. Maybe with something from a carol or something. But I hope you enjoyed this project and that you'll be back next week for another one. Until then, I hope you'll be having a good day, evening or night.